second step in the famous acronym is Amplify, the A. And in order to best explain how individuals such as yourself can amplify your campaign, I want to show you two separate examples. The first example, as I mentioned before, is a co-working space. Now, co-working spaces are actually pretty inherently boring businesses. You essentially rent office space at a slightly higher rate. There are many being started every single month. Now, why were we able to get this co-working space featured on TechCrunch and these others? And the reason is we amplified the mission. So as opposed to contacting these publications and saying, we are looking to start this business to rent office space, what we said was we are starting this space to turn this city into the Silicon Valley of Latin America. That was a big kind of exciting mission that people were very interested in. So I'd recommend to each of you is when you are in the gym and or you're about to go to bed and you're daydreaming about how big your crowdfunding campaign and your company is going to be in the upcoming 3 years. You're going to have 200 employees, you're going to be taking over the world, right? Whatever vision you see there, that's what you should express to the media. So the second example, SpeedX, what they basically said was, they weren't just raising crowdfunding to launch a bicycle. They wanted to spearhead this new movement and create the first smart bike that ever existed. And that was very important and meaningful, and that's why he was able to generate so much media coverage. And I want there to be some actionable takeaways, specifically for your crowdfunding campaign, because this is actually very important. The first is really ask yourself, how is your venture, your crowdfunding campaign, how do you want to change the world in the future? So not just where it is today, but rather what are your long-term goals for this? The second thing to ask yourself is, what are you going to be potentially first in? What new industry are you really spearheading? Because that is what a lot of the storyline in the media is going to be about. And if you're not necessarily the first, what are you going to be the very best at? Because that's also very important. How can you be 10 times better than anything else? And this is particularly important for crowdfunding campaigns, because right now, your company, your announcement isn't necessarily an accomplishment. What you're basically saying is, we're announcing that we will eventually build this. So it's very important to amplify and to tie people into that mission as much as possible. As opposed to if you were raising $5 million, that's a great accomplishment because you've already done that. As opposed to, again, the crowdfunding campaign is more an announcement for the future. So again, what is the long-term vision of your company and your crowdfunding campaign? What do you want to be the first and the best at? Really focus in that. Whatever your mission is, try to make it 10 times even bigger. And the next step that we're going to be talking about is once you have formulated the announcement, and once you have amplified the mission, what are the 2 documents that you need to contact the media? So stay tuned for that information.